For years, many older adults have believed that waking up at night to use the bathroom is just a normal part of aging. You try cutting back on water, going to bed earlier, maybe even taking a pill or two. Yet nothing changes 2 a.m., 3 a.m., sometimes even more than once you're up again, and every morning feels heavier, more exhausting than the one before. But here's the surprising truth. The real problem isn't simply how much water you drink. It actually comes from the foods you snack on at night. That small handful of cashews after dinner, or those salted pistachios while watching TV, may seem harmless. In reality, they could be quietly tricking your bladder into sounding false alarms all night long. On the other hand, there are certain nuts that do the exact opposite, helping your bladder relax so your body can finally enjoy the deep rest it's been missing. Today, I'm going to reveal 5 nuts that naturally support a peaceful night's sleep and 5 nuts that may be silently stealing it away. Before we dive in, I'd love to know, where are you watching this video from and what time is it right now? Drop a comment below. And if you find this video helpful, hit that subscribe button or at least give it a like. It really helps this channel grow. Because the truth is, peaceful sleep is not gone forever. With just a couple of simple changes, you can take back your nights and wake up feeling truly refreshed every morning. So why do so many people over 60 wake up during the night to urinate? As we get older, our bodies go through subtle changes that quietly disrupt our rest. You lie down after a long day hoping for steady sleep. Yet a few hours later, your bladder wakes you up. At first, you might brush it off as just aging, but the truth is far more complex. And once you understand it, you'll realize there's a way to get back those deep, uninterrupted nights of sleep you thought were gone for good. One of the most important reasons behind those nighttime bathroom trips involves a hormone called vasopressin. Think of it as your body's natural signal to the kidneys telling them to slow down at night. When you were younger, vasopressin kept urine production low while you slept, allowing your bladder to stay calm until morning. But once you pass the age of 60, your body produces much less of this hormone, and your kidneys keep working as if it were daytime. So even if you stop drinking water after dinner, your bladder still fills up. The result: those frustrating nighttime wake-ups that interrupt your rest. Another factor is the bladder itself. It becomes more sensitive with age, almost like a smoke alarm that goes off at the smallest hint of trouble. Years ago, your bladder could easily hold 12 to 16 ounces, nearly 2 full glasses, before signaling your brain. Now it might sound the alarm after holding barely half that amount. The nerves become jumpier, the muscles a little weaker, and suddenly you're up at midnight for what feels like a full bladder, but in reality, it's often just a small cup's worth. On top of that, as we age, both the kidneys and digestive systems slow down, which changes the way fluids move through the body. During the day, especially if you sit for long hours, fluid tends to pool quietly in your legs and ankles. You might not even notice the swelling. But when you finally lie down at night, that fluid shifts back into circulation and your kidneys start filtering again, just when you're trying to get some rest. Many older adults from the US to India describe the same pattern: little trouble during the day, but constant interruptions at night. And then come the evening habits that make things even harder. Certain foods and drinks can quietly irritate the bladder. A cup of tea after sunset, a spicy dinner, or even a salty bowl of soup may seem harmless, but they can make urine more acidic and trigger those sensitive nerves. Here in the US, I often hear from older friends who enjoy coffee and dessert late at night only to wonder why their sleep feels so restless. The real solution often isn't about age itself, it's about timing and choices. The key message here is this: frequent nighttime urination is not simply the price of growing older. Instead, it's your body sending you a signal asking for small but meaningful adjustments. By drinking more fluids earlier in the day, keeping your dinner lighter, taking a gentle morning walk to release swelling, and choosing calming foods instead of irritating ones, you can begin to restore balance. So if you find yourself waking at 2 a.m. night after night, don't lose hope. Your body isn't broken, it's simply speaking a new language. And when you learn to listen with patience, you'll realize that peaceful, uninterrupted sleep is still within your reach. Now let's talk about 5 powerful nuts that can help you sleep more soundly and reduce those midnight bathroom trips. When it comes to reclaiming deep rest after 60, the answers are often hidden in the simplest of foods. Many people believe only medication can calm the bladder or prevent those exhausting wake-ups. But across homes from America to India, Older adults are discovering that the right nuts and seeds eaten at the right time of day can gently support the body and bring restful nights back again. Each of these natural foods carries compounds that soothe the bladder, relax the nervous system, and protect the heart, all without unwanted side effects. First on the list, pumpkin seeds. Those small green kernels that so many people throw away when cooking are actually packed with magnesium, a mineral that helps relax muscles and calm the nerves at night. They're also a great source of zinc, which is especially important for prostate health in older men, a very common reason behind frequent urination. But it's not just for men. In both men and women, zinc plays a key role in supporting immune balance, something that quietly declines with age. I once met a retired banker from Jaipur who told me he used to wake up 3 times every single night, worried that something serious was happening to his health. Instead of turning to heavy medication, that retired banker decided to try something simple, just 1 tablespoon of roasted pumpkin seeds at around 5 p.m. Within 2 weeks, his bladder had calmed and he was waking only once a night. By the end of the month, he smiled and said, "Doctor, I finally sleep straight until 4 a.m. without interruption." His story is a powerful reminder that sometimes even a single spoonful taken at the right time can bring back a sense of control and restore confidence in your own body. Second on our list, flax seeds. These tiny brown seeds are often sprinkled over salads or baked into bread, and it's easy to ignore them, yet inside they carry 2 gifts for the aging body: omega-3 fatty acids and lignans. Omega-3s work like natural oils, reducing silent inflammation in the bladder and joints, while lignans gently help balance hormones, an overlooked factor that can disturb sleep. For seniors who wake up at 2 a.m. with an urgent need but very little urine, this soothing effect on the bladder lining can make a real difference. The secret, however, lies in preparation. Whole flax seeds pass straight through the digestive tract, so they must be ground first. Just half a teaspoon of freshly ground flax taken with warm water in the morning or mixed into yogurt around 6 p.m. can calm the system without causing heaviness. I once heard from a grandmother in Ohio who felt embarrassed about waking 3 times every night. Her granddaughter suggested adding ground flax to a warm glass of milk at dinner time. Within just 10 days, she proudly shared that she was sleeping a solid 5 hours in a row, something she hadn't enjoyed in years. Third, let's talk about sesame seeds. In India, sesame, known as til, has been treasured for centuries, not only in cooking, but also in rituals for strength and longevity. These tiny seeds are packed with calcium, iron, and magnesium, making them especially valuable for older adults whose bones feel weaker and whose kidneys have slowed with age. Ayurveda teaches that sesame brings warmth and vitality, while modern nutrition confirms that it can ease mild inflammation in the urinary tract, giving the bladder a chance to rest. A simple evening habit can make a big difference. Eating just 1 teaspoon of roasted sesame mixed with a small piece of jaggery around 5 p.m. can support both the kidneys and the bladder. In New Jersey, an older Indian woman told me how she swapped her evening cookies for a sesame jaggery ball. Within just a few weeks, her lower back felt stronger, her sleep grew deeper, and her nightly bathroom trips dropped from 3 down to just 1. It wasn't magic, it was simply the quiet, steady work of minerals and balance. Fourth on our list, almonds. Perhaps the most familiar nut to both American and Indian elders, and for good reason. Beyond their gentle flavor and protein, almonds naturally contain melatonin, the very hormone your brain once produced abundantly to help you fall asleep with ease. But after age 60, melatonin levels decline, which is one reason many seniors toss and turn before finally drifting off. Eating just 2 or 3 soaked almonds around 6 p.m. can help restore that natural signal, guiding the brain toward deeper, more restful sleep. In the US, many older adults already enjoy almond milk, while in India, almonds are often blended into warm turmeric milk. Both methods can work beautifully so long as the timing is right. The key is before 7 p.m., not right before bed. I remember a retired school principal from California who used to wake every 2 hours despite avoiding coffee and heavy dinners. When he began soaking and peeling 3 almonds each afternoon, something changed. His sleep stretched peacefully from midnight all the way until 5 a.m. His mornings felt lighter, his mood calmer, and even his memory sharper. Finally, number 5, poppy seeds. Known as couscous in many Indian kitchens, poppy seeds have long been treasured for their gentle calming properties. Unlike strong sleeping pills, they relax the nervous system without creating dependency. They ease bladder irritation, soothe anxiety, and cool the body when heat or restlessness makes it hard to sleep. A single teaspoon of lightly roasted poppy seeds stirred into a warm cup of milk around 8 p.m. can act as a natural bedtime tonic. I once spoke with a 74-year-old gentleman from Chennai who felt completely discouraged after trying countless herbal teas and even prescription sleep aids. When his nephew suggested the family's old recipes, poppy seed milk, he hesitated, but finally gave it a try. Within just 10 nights, he was waking only once. His wife beamed and said, "I haven't seen him sleep this peacefully in years." These 5 foods, pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, sesame almonds, and poppy seeds, are not rare or exotic. They're simple, affordable, and deeply rooted in both American nutrition and Indian tradition. Each one works gently, not by force, but by guiding the body back toward balance. The message is clear. Peaceful nights are not out of reach. With awareness, timing, and small daily changes, you can support your bladder, calm your nerves, and rediscover the healing rest you truly deserve. But just as there are nuts that help restore balance, there are also some you should avoid in the evening. For many older adults, the evening is a time to unwind, maybe watching TV, reading a book, or sharing quiet moments with family. Snacks often slip into that routine, and nuts feel like a healthier option compared to sweets or fried foods. But the truth is, not every nut is kind to an aging body, especially after sunset. Some varieties can irritate the bladder, stimulate the kidneys, or create bloating that presses against the bladder wall. And when that happens, you may find yourself wide awake at 2 or 3 in the morning, wondering why your body just won't let you rest. First on the list, cashews. Cashews are often tied to celebrations and rich curries, and while they are delicious and full of healthy fats, they can be heavy on the stomach, especially at night. After the age of 60, digestion naturally slows down, so dense foods linger longer. Cashews in particular can create a sense of heaviness, mild indigestion, or gas that presses against the bladder. And sometimes even a small handful after dinner is enough to wake you up in the middle of the night. If you love cashews, the best time to enjoy them is in the morning or early afternoon, when your body can actually use their energy instead of letting them weigh you down at night. Second on our list, salted pistachios. The problem here isn't the pistachio itself, but the salt that coats most packaged varieties. That extra sodium increases thirst and makes your kidneys work harder, which means they filter more water and you produce more urine right when you're trying to sleep. I've met many older adults, both in the United States and in India, who enjoy pistachios with their evening tea, completely unaware that this very habit may be the reason they wake urgently at 3 a.m. The fix is simple: choose unsalted pistachios and enjoy them earlier in the day. That one change helps protect not only your sleep, but also your blood pressure. Third, melon seeds. They're often thought of as light and cooling, but that very cooling effect can become a hidden problem, especially for seniors. In traditional Ayurveda, melon seeds are described as sheetal or cooling in nature. For older adults, particularly those who already feel chilled in their hands and feet, this cooling property can upset digestion and irritate the bladder lining. The result isn't always pain, but instead those repeated frustrating signals to urinate even when the bladder isn't full. If you enjoy melon seeds, the best time to eat them is at breakfast or lunch, when your digestive system is stronger and can fully absorb their nutrients without disturbing your nights. Fourth, peanuts, also called ground nuts. Peanuts bring their own set of challenges. They're heavy, oily, and often roasted with salt or spices. As digestion naturally slows with age, peanuts can lead to bloating and gas that build up quietly in the abdomen. That added pressure pushes against the bladder, creating false alarms in the middle of the night. It's a complaint I've heard again and again: older men and women waking up urgently only to release a very small amount of urine. In many cases, the true culprit isn't excess water, it's evening peanuts. Shifting this snack to midday or swapping it for something lighter like roasted foxnuts can make a noticeable difference in your sleep. And finally, number 5, fifth on our list, trail mix. It deserves special mention because it's often marketed as a healthy snack. But most store-bought versions hide more trouble than you think. They usually contain salted nuts, sweetened raisins, and even chocolate pieces. The salt increases thirst, the sugar ferments in the gut, and together they overstimulate the bladder right when you're trying to rest. I remember speaking with an older woman from Chicago who swore by her evening trail mix, believing it was the smartest choice she could make. Yet every night she found herself waking at 1 a.m. and again at 4 a.m., convinced it was just her age catching up with her. But when she swapped her trail mix for just 2 soaked almonds and a teaspoon of sesame seeds taken earlier in the evening, her sleep transformed. Within a week, she proudly said, "I finally slept 5 hours straight for the first time in years." The message isn't that these nuts are bad. Cashews, pistachios, melon seeds, peanuts, and even trail mix can absolutely be part of a healthy diet. The key is timing and context. In the evening, they can place unnecessary strain on the bladder and rob you of healing rest. But eaten earlier in the day in smaller, smarter portions, they can fuel your body without disturbing your nights. The good news: with just a few simple adjustments, choosing unsalted varieties, keeping portions lighter, and moving your nut snacks to the morning or afternoon, you can take back control of your nights. Remember, peaceful sleep isn't gone forever. By paying close attention to how your body responds and gently shifting your habits, you can quiet those midnight calls from your bladder. One small change at a time, your evenings can still be calm, your nights truly restful, and your mornings full of light. How your daytime habits shape your nighttime sleep. Restless nights often feel like a mystery. But the truth is, many of the causes actually begin long before bedtime. The way you move, rest, and eat during the day sets the stage for how your bladder and your entire body behave when the lights go out. For older adults in both America and India, this explains why sleep often feels fragile, and mornings begin with heavy eyes and tired legs. And one of the most important steps, morning movement. As we grow older, circulation naturally slows and fluids begin to quietly collect in the ankles and calves throughout the day. The moment you lie down at night, that fluid shifts back toward the kidneys, which suddenly start filtering more aggressively just when you're trying to rest. The solution can be surprisingly simple. A short morning walk, a few stretches on the porch, or even gentle heel lifts while sitting can help release that fluid before bedtime becomes a problem. One woman from Florida told me her 15-minute morning dog walk cut her bathroom trips in half within just 2 weeks. Napping also plays a role. A short nap can refresh the body, but long naps confuse your internal clock and disrupt the hormones that signal the kidneys to rest at night. I once spoke with a retired teacher in Mumbai who loved her 2-hour afternoon naps, yet she was restless all night. When she shortened her naps to just 20 minutes, her sleep steadied and her mornings finally felt fresh again. Dinner timing matters too. Eating before 7 p.m. gives your body time to digest properly before lying down. Heavy meals late at night press against the bladder, creating false urgency. Add in a cup of tea, coffee, or salty food in the evening, and suddenly your kidneys are wide awake when they should be resting. And don't forget your sleep environment. A hot, stuffy bedroom or heavy clothing can cause sweating, thirst, and more urine production. Choosing light cotton clothing, cooler sheets, and a comfortably cool room can ease the strain and invite a peaceful night's rest. These small changes are powerful reminders that healthy nights are built on daytime choices, and those choices are still in your control. Blending Western medicine with the wisdom of Ayurveda. When it comes to nighttime health, both modern science and traditional practices have valuable lessons. Together, they create a complete picture. Western medicine explains how hormones like vasopressin decline with age, causing the kidneys to keep filtering at night and leading to frequent bathroom trips. Doctors also study REM sleep, the stage where the body repairs itself, and show how broken nights slowly weaken memory, mood, and immune strength. These insights are measurable, grounded in years of research, and help us understand the body in precise detail. Ayurveda, on the other hand, speaks a different but deeply complementary language, one that many Indian families have naturally followed for generations. Ayurveda teaches us about Agni, the digestive fire that naturally grows weaker in the evening. That's why heavy, spicy meals at night can overload the system. It also describes foods as hot or cooling, not by their temperature, but by the way they affect balance inside the body. A warm glass of turmeric milk at dusk or a small til laddu made with sesame and jaggery in the afternoon perfectly align with this rhythm. These practices remind us of an important truth. The body is not a machine. It's a living system that thrives on balance and harmony. And the real power emerges when modern science and traditional wisdom meet in the middle. In the United States, for example, many seniors now drink nut milk earlier in the day. This not only supports digestion, as doctors recommend, but also matches Ayurveda's advice on timing. In India, elders enjoy sesame sweets in the afternoon. Something modern research confirms is rich in calcium and magnesium, both vital for stronger bones and calmer nerves. The lesson is clear: aging well is not about choosing between science and tradition, it's about letting them complement each other. By honoring both research and culture, you give your body the best chance for peaceful nights and brighter mornings. Inspiring stories from America and India. Sometimes the most powerful lessons don't come from textbooks. They come from the everyday experiences of people just like us. Take Mary, a 72-year-old grandmother from Ohio. She once believed her only hope for better rest was a sleeping pill. Night after night, she lay awake frustrated, her mornings heavy, and her energy fading faster than ever. But then her doctor suggested a simple experiment: switch her evening snack from salted nuts and cookies to just 2 soaked almonds in a small pear before 7 p.m. Within days, her sleep deepened. And within weeks, she proudly told her daughter, "I finally slept through the night without medicine." Her relief was more than physical, it was emotional. It reminded her that her body still had the power to heal itself. In Jaipur, India, 70-year-old Romesh faced a similar struggle. For years, he woke up 3 times every night, each interruption leaving him more drained than the last. He was convinced this was simply old age, an unavoidable price he had to pay. But when Romesh shifted his routine, replacing late-night peanuts with a small handful of roasted pumpkin seeds at 5 p.m., everything began to change. Within just 2 weeks, his bladder calmed, and he was sleeping nearly 6 hours straight, something he hadn't experienced in over a decade. His mornings felt lighter, and with a smile, he told his grandson, "I feel younger when I wake up." Though Mary in Ohio and Romesh in Jaipur lived worlds apart, they discovered the same truth: small changes can restore deep rest and bring back joyful mornings. Their stories remind us that healthy aging is not a lonely struggle, but a shared journey. And with a few simple steps, every one of us has the power to change. As we move into the later chapters of life, it's easy to believe that broken nights are simply part of aging, something we cannot escape. But both science and tradition reveal a far more hopeful truth. Restless nights are often shaped not by age itself, but by the small habits we carry into the evening. When you learn to choose the right foods at the right time, you give your body the chance to rest again. Magnesium, melatonin, and natural oils work quietly in the background, calming the bladder, steadying the nerves, and guiding you back into deep healing sleep. The message is simple but powerful. Your nights don't have to be ruled by constant bathroom trips, and your mornings don't need to begin with exhaustion. Change is possible, and it doesn't require complicated routines or prescription pills. It begins with one choice. Maybe it's swapping salted pistachios for 2 soaked almonds at 6 p.m., or trading late-night peanuts for a spoonful of sesame seeds earlier in the evening. I invite you to try it yourself for just 3 days. Make one small change in your evening routine and notice the difference in your sleep. Pay attention to how your body responds. See whether your mornings feel lighter, calmer, and more energized. And now I'd love to hear from you. Share your story in the comments below. What works for you and what doesn't? If you found this video helpful, give it a like. And don't forget to hit subscribe for more gentle, practical advice on healthy aging. Together, we can build a community where wisdom, culture, and science come together. A place where every elder knows they still hold the power to shape their nights and brighten their mornings.